This is the Reality Self-Help Podcast. Summer House Recap Edition, because I'm on a mission. Welcome to the Reality TV Self-Help Podcast, Summer House Recap Edition, episode 13. Okay, this episode was quite interesting in that it continues to establish the narrative that we now know, which is that West and Amanda put themselves far above Sierra's pain, existence, history, set of circumstances, and just to test each other out as hookups, not even as in a committed, loving relationship. Amanda just admitted through the leaked audio this week that West was seeing other people. That's why they didn't want to go forward with this immediately. But it wasn't, again, because they were worried about Sierra. So for this episode of Summer House, we see Kyle is hoping that Sierra and West are just totally back together after they have their friendship talk. But now knowing maybe that was Kyle's spidey senses going off. So I don't know if he would actually, if that's what he was really wishing, or just he was hoping that Amanda and West's chemistry would disappear because of West going for Sierra. So Amanda calls, she wants to talk to Sierra. Best night of West's life is the one I'm not here for, is what Amanda says on the phone. So that is very interesting. She doesn't miss Kyle, she doesn't miss Sierra. It's all about West in this episode, and who knows what it was edited like before the scandal broke. But the way we're seeing it now is there's a lot of fixation on Amanda's part about West. And I mean, I think the only other person who's quite as obsessed with West as Amanda would be Carl's mom, because I don't know if you noticed, she would not let him go that night. I'm not a fan of Carl's mom. I never liked on the show when she was crying on him and she'd put so much emotional weight on Carl. So yeah, I already am not a fan of her. In tonight's episode, even when she was introduced to Mia, I noticed she would turn her body in Mia's direction after initially meeting her, but she would kind of close her eyes or look away. She wouldn't, when she was facing Mia, she wouldn't actually engage with Mia, but then she would turn to West and be all about him. She is a very male-centric person, and I don't appreciate how she went up to Lindsay it's just so fake. I would be so embarrassed if I didn't like someone and I publicly talked bad about them. I wouldn't be going out of my way at a party to go up in their face and pretend we're all buddy-buddy. That is very sneaky, shady behavior. Carl's mom, if she would have gone up to Lindsay and said, Lindsay, I'm really sorry that I said you're a little bit mean. I was really harsh on you and overly favored my son, Carl. I'm sorry for that. That would be fine. His mom was really weird and trying to pretend like everything's normal with Lindsay, forcing physical hugs on her. It was just a lot. So we're talking about Kyle having this amazing weekend, and there's rumors about the fact that maybe they haven't had sex in a few years. That's it. We see that Kyle has texted Amanda all weekend, and Amanda has not responded whatsoever. Then Kyle is starting to admit some jealousy and frustration, which is that the only time Amanda responded was West maybe showing some kind of thing from the crazy night he had before, and she said, damn. And so, again, we don't know if that would have been a clip beforehand, but it is interesting to see that Kyle is noticing there's something not normal there. Amanda is falling into a depression again. Sabrina needs to let everyone know that she is going to go to Australia to meet Ben's parents for Christmas. KJ kind of is awkward about it, understandably, and also, as if KJ would care to know this, because why would a guy care to know this? Also, Ben told his mom the next person he brings home is who he's going to wife up. So Sabrina is really gunning to get proposed to, it seems. Okay, I thought it was really ridiculous that Kyle thought that soft bar that Loverboy should be served, because he didn't contribute money to Carl and their relationship is not what it once was, and there's simmering resentment beneath the surface. So I think that's a ridiculous, even if it's stupid if Carl said that to Kyle, but Kyle should understand, if you're not going to financially contribute to soft bar, then you cannot expect your alcohol to be served there. Even how Kyle was saying, and I set him right up with the distributor. Okay, well, you did that, but you didn't believe in him enough to support through your own money that bar, after though he did support you with Loverboy. So that's where I was really not a fan of that. And even just what Carl's mom said to Lindsay was, for someone who just had a baby, you look spectacularly good. She's like, ugh, gosh. I liked that Lindsay gave it back saying, who she was like, oh, is your daughter like this? And then Lindsay's like, is she slightly mean, just like me? And then how his mom goes, you are you. It's like, ew, why are you being so fake then, lady? Lindsay understandably is uncomfortable because you didn't like her and you're being so weird to her. So West and Sierra, we see that they're really happy to be back as friends. I thought that when it showed them hugging at the end of the night that they made up, I thought it was going to be game on. He's in bed banging her. So I was intrigued that he left and didn't stay in the room with Sierra that first night. But then you already start to see the commitment phobic part of West come out immediately when he's being told, and it's not his choice and he needs to choose everything for himself, I'm sure, that he's been agreed to through Sierra. She's agreed for him to go on a double date with Ben and Sabrina. So and then Wes saying he didn't, yeah, that's too much. That's too fast. We're just friends. But come on, this is now what he's going to use now, which is, he said, I would love to be best friends with you again. But the hug, the physical touching right after, that was not friendly. So he's pretending that they just agreed to be best friends. But it's because he wants to bang her so badly. And just to feel that vulnerability coming from her again after he's messed around so much and it's been so far out of reach. But I really don't like that he's just so disrespectful. And then, okay, also at the soft bar launch, seeing West and Amanda talking, Kyle has to ask, can I enter? Can I feel like I'm eavesdropping. If not, yeah, of course you can. But there was something weird of, I was just saying Amanda should go do this, what West was saying, and he's all flushed. It was a weirdly personal conversation that they weren't even able to finish when Kyle stepped in. There's so many weird dynamics going on here. But yeah, then also Amanda saying to Jesse, oh, whoa, that's really gone from 0 to 100. Amanda said, West has to be cautious. I don't think she could handle just a friendship, but we'll see. Amanda is so jealous. West should be cautious. Sierra's the one that should be cautious of West. He doesn't care about her feelings, obviously. You don't either, Amanda. And you see again, it's the same look in her eyes was really similar to when Ben was confronting her earlier in the season about saying to Sabrina, Amanda saying that Ben's in love with her, as in Amanda. So yeah, that deer caught in headlights, she's covering it as much as she can. But now knowing what I know, yes, she was not a fan of Sierra and Wes getting to be friends again. And no, that had nothing to do with wanting to look out for Sierra. We know because of her actions now. So there is quite a lot of laying the groundwork for where we ended up with the episode tonight. Yeah, so it's very, very interesting. There's so many cringeworthy moments where you're just going, oh gosh, did this... No, please. And it's so hard because I relate to Sierra, and this is what I always wonder in life. It's the best feeling in the world when the guy that you're into is into you and life is giddy and it feels so perfect for a moment. You're kind of gloating and happy. It always gets brought down in my life where every time my ego is kind of like feeling so good, I always get knocked down. So it's hard to see because Sierra's just finally so happy and glad to be hugging West in her bedroom. And Ben was there and just seeing how it shifted from 0 to 100. But I, again, felt West was happy to do that in front of Ben in the same room because he does treat women, in my opinion, as objects, as prizes. So he wants to show, look what I won, look what I did after being a dirtbag. That's what I think he was trying to show Ben. Needless to say, I can't wait for episode 14 next week. Of course, I'm dying for the reunion, which is going to start on May 26th. It's just really intriguing as I've gone back this week and looked over podcast episodes with West and Amanda and just people who I didn't think they would do something like this. So trying to see, but am I naive or did they just do a really good job of hiding it? I think they did. But there's some signs I found that, of course, I'm going to try to use if I ever get these feelings from someone that I'm close to or friends with. I think it's great to learn how to read these signs so that we don't end up with an Amanda as a good friend. Thanks for listening. If you like this, please follow on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, like, comment. If you like it at all, please let me know that on those platforms and have a great night. See you next week.